Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take a deep breath right now, and I want you to ask yourself a very simple question. Am I living for myself, or am I living for the noise around me? Because in 2025, the world is louder than it has ever been. Everywhere you turn, there are voices up. Opinions, comparisons, distractions, criticism. It's endless. And if you're not careful, you'll spend your entire life reacting to that noise instead of creating your own path. But here's the truth: the people who will rise this year, the people who will break through, transform, and dominate their goals, they won't be the loudest, they'll be the most focused. They'll be the ones who understand the power of silence. Because silence is not emptiness, silence is not weakness, silence is strategy, silence is power. Silence is power. Let me tell you something. The loudest person in the room is usually the weakest. The one who has to explain, defend, prove themselves, that's not strength. That's insecurity disguised as confidence. True power doesn't need to scream. True power doesn't need to announce. True power is silent, focused, intentional. Think about the seed planted in the ground. It doesn't make noise when it's growing. It doesn't announce to the world, hey, I'm about to become a tree. It just grows. Quietly, consistently, day after day. And then one day, it breaks through the soil and towers above everything around it. That's the power of silence. When you talk too much about your goals, you release the energy that should be fueling your actions. You lose the hunger. You trick your brain into thinking you've already achieved something just by announcing it. That's why so many people post their resolutions online, and by February, they've already quit. But not you, not this year. In 2025, you're going to build in silence. You're going to protect your hunger. You're going to let your actions create the noise. So the next time someone asks, what are you working on? Smile. Say nothing, let them wonder, and when the time is right, let your results be so loud that silence was your smartest move all along. Focus on yourself now. Listen carefully. Your greatest enemy in 2025 is comparison. You go online, you scroll, and suddenly you're not focused on your goals anymore. You're focused on what someone else is doing, their vacation, their new car, their business, their relationship. And little by little, your energy shifts from building your own life to obsessing over someone else's highlight reel. That's the trap. That's the poison, and it's stealing your focus. You were not born to live their life. You were not created to run their race. You have your own destiny, your own journey, your own timing. And until you put blinders on, like a racehorse, and decide this year, I'm running my race, not theirs, you will keep tripping over comparisons that were never meant to guide you. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean being selfish. It means being wise. Because if you don't grow, if you don't heal, if you don't invest in your own development, you won't have the strength to serve anyone else anyway. So in 2025, make yourself your greatest project. Work on your body, work on your mind, work on your spirit, work on your purpose. Because when you elevate yourself, the world around you rises with you. Protect your energy. Here's something people don't talk about enough. Your energy is currency. Every time you argue with a doubter, you spend it. Every time you defend yourself to a critic, you spend it. Every time you explain your vision to someone who never believed in you, you spend it. And before you know it, you're broke. Not financially, but emotionally and mentally. This year, protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Be selective about who gets access to you. Not everyone deserves your time. Not everyone deserves your explanation. Not everyone deserves your fire. Sometimes silence is the greatest form of protection. If they don't know your plans, they can't sabotage them. If they don't know your moves, they can't block them. Stop oversharing. Stop giving away the blueprint to people who aren't even building themselves. In 2025, your circle matters. Surround yourself with people who fuel you, not drain you. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, not limit you. Surround yourself with people who believe in your silence because they know it's producing something powerful. Discipline over noise. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants abundance. But very few people want discipline, and that's the problem. Because success doesn't come from noise. It comes from discipline. Discipline means waking up earlier than you want to. Discipline means saying no when everyone else is saying yes. Discipline means sacrificing comfort today for greatness tomorrow. Most people won't do it. That's why they stay average. That's why they talk instead of act. But if you, in 2025, can master discipline, if you can say, I will do the work whether I feel like it or not, then nothing can stop you. Because discipline doesn't care about moods. Discipline doesn't care about motivation. Discipline builds momentum. Noise fades. Excuses fade. But discipline leaves a legacy. Results speak louder. One of the most liberating lessons you'll ever learn is this. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to announce yourself. Because results speak louder than words ever could. You see, words can be ignored. Words can be doubted. Words can be debated, but results are undeniable. When you build in silence, your results will speak for you. The people who doubted you will have nothing left to say. The people who ignored you will be forced to pay attention. The people who laughed at you will be silenced by the reality of your success. So stop wasting time convincing. Stop wasting energy explaining. Just work. Just build. Just execute. Because one day soon your results will walk into the room before you do. Detach from opinions. Here's the truth. Opinions are cheap. Everyone has one. And if you let them, people's opinions will chain you to a life you don't even want. In 2025, you cannot afford to live for approval. You cannot afford to live for applause. You cannot afford to let the noise of other people dictate your destiny. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care more about your vision than their opinions. It means you finally understand that the dream was not given to them. It was given to you. So stop seeking validation. Stop waiting for permission. Stop needing applause. Because when you detach from their opinions, you attach yourself to freedom. Move like a lion. The lion doesn't announce it's the king of the jungle. It doesn't roar all day to prove itself. It doesn't beg for recognition. It moves in silence, with confidence, with strategy, with power. And everything around it respects that energy. That's how you need to move this year. Stop explaining. Stop announcing. Stop seeking. Move with silent confidence. Move with purpose. Move with power. Be the lion. Because lions don't chase approval. They chase results.